art. Let's start the next day. 2 days earlier, the rider and his fellow adventurer were deep underground, exploring the tunnels below the Crankroot Head Tower when they made a discovery. Their elation at their find would soon turn to horror. So they discovered something that they weren't supposed to. Oh, it's a key. Oh, this is definitely a key this time. Sorry, I'm having a hard time getting my mouse to cooperate. After a disagreement between two houses, I was buried behind the lock and key. That's messed up. So, like, these are, like, keys of the dead, like, communicating with us about, like, how they died. That's messed up. Okay. Okay, so this looks like a keyhole, which I think is suspicious now. After a disagreement between two houses, I was buried behind lock and key. Maybe there's a house called Lock and Key or an area called Lock and Key. You know what I mean? Like there's two businesses. Yeah, see there's Lock House. Okay, where's Lock House? Lock House is 7? Yeah. 7. Hearthwoods Manor. Keystone Manor, yeah. After a disagreement between two houses, I was buried behind lock and key. Out here? Right here. It'd be right here, wouldn't it? Because that's where their driveways are. Yeah. I couldn't decide where the streets were. A large flat slab of granite marks the otherwise empty field. It bears an inscription. On the spot in the year 1813, Arthur Key stood and killed the beloved house of Welton's Lock. Buried at the foot of the slab, I find an unlocked chest containing a handful of legal documents, as well as a pistol and another item that catches my attention. Nice picture. Oh. That is quite an attention, isn't it? Slate. Dark gemstones. Purple gemstones. Rough. Polished. I hear nothing remarkable. Okay. Such a pretty kitty cat. Come in, the rain's wet. It's Eli. You should know better. Well, the shop is still standing. That's something. Say what will you say what you will, there we go, about Undermere. This town is never quiet for long. I leave for a few days and suddenly everyone's talking about the ravens and curses. I'm going to need to find Verona, I think it's Verona because there's no C in there, to get up to speed on what's going on. At least I didn't come away from Ravenglass empty-handed. I can always rely on quiet Sandra to unearth an interesting trinket or two. Okay. Oh, that's pretty. He brought me an urn. That's what it looks like. Green porcelain, gold. Are you sure that's gold? It kind of looks a little like fool's gold or something. You know, kind of like white leather. Or no, it's a white feather. Sorry, I was reading that wrong. My bad. Right, white feather. Okay, so there's bird feathers on this. Pinkish stone? That's brown. That's not pink. That's brown. But okay, whatever. Smooth and cold to the touch. Soft. I like how it says that that's soft, because it would be. It smells like rotting eggs. See, it's someone's gross, like, gross ashes. Have nothing remarkable. It's probably sulfur in there, honestly. Alright, get in here. Hello. You're wearing the necklace. I'm not a good person. I've polished I'm pushing away the only people I care about. Help me do better, please. I have to change, but I don't know how. What do you have that can help me banish the my inner demons and change and make the changes stick this time? You're wearing the necklace. You're the thief. Okay. Inner demons. It would be under change, wouldn't it? Yeah, change. Horn shackle. Bestow upon the ability to overcome personal demons. Okay, yeah. And then let's go to like the other one, shackle. Purpose of offering reassurance in times of change, upheaval. It's said to bestow wisdom. Shows that for the banishing of habit fears and night sight. These tend to take the form of comforting guardians. Okay. I think this is what you need. Are used to bring up changes in one's life. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what you need. Which is this. You need the goat. Goodbye. Wish you best. Probably should take that necklace off. Isn't gonna affect my business. Bullcrap. The end wouldn't snap Mr. Hangers out of it, unfortunately. Oh, so he's still alive. He's just crazy. It's strange. At times he appears almost awake, but in his deep and in some kind of trance, but I can't get anything out of him. He seems to be searching for something. I'm beginning to suspect this is beyond my skill set, and I'm not willing to give up so easily. Good girl. I know it's a bad idea, but I'm going to need a sleep vessel to help me through this week. Okay. I'll see what I can get you. So there's different ones. Sleep. 6 points of sleep vessels are said to help with 6 thermotarges. Okay. They help people stay awake beyond their natural limits by storing their fatigue over time. They use this becomes more and more difficult to handle, as though the underdream nightmares within are being to seep in. Okay, that one might not be a good one. 6 points of sleeping. Is it this one I didn't read? Yeah, okay. Are they the same? Are they just the same thing? Okay, I guess they are. Nightmare. Okay, so they have keywords to what they're talking about. So it doesn't matter. It's gonna be the same thing. Could help them stay awake beyond their natural limits. Only time repeats as they become more okay. Stay in mind. Hypnosis, insanity, weakness, wisdom, poison, life, death, confusion. Earth, air, fire, light, water, dark, follow, wax, oil, soap, ashes, copper, fog, hail. There's a lot of symbols. Which is not? Okay. Didn't help me much, did it? 6 points of sleep are said to be represented in the throat. Okay, so these ones here. 6 points. Okay. They help people stay awake beyond their natural limits by storing their fatigue over time, repeating them. So, 6 points. This? Maybe? Sorry, I was looking at the middle symbol. Insanity. Yeah, see, it's insanity. That's what I thought. But I wasn't sure. It says 6 points.
Are you guys okay? You sick?
Soon, day, the night, the body. There's a lot of symbols to cover. It's elements, weather, horned god, blessings, spiritual, which sign? There's not one that specifically covers sleep. It says 6 sides of it, which makes me think that it's something, a shape with 6 sides on it, but it could be anything.
Oh no.
Foresight, wisdom.
Okay.
Storm. Is it this? I don't know. That was a guess. Because I was just like, maybe it's important. I don't know. That's got 6. I don't know. I wanted to give it a shot because I wasn't positive. I can't figure it out because the clues aren't all there. Like, in my brain, they're not clicking together, I should say. There we go. I wonder if these get harder as you go along. It seems like they do. Okay. Ah, so if you get more than one, it only takes 2 away. Okay. Okay, that works. Let's do the cat one, since it specifically needs a cat. Specifics should be done first.
You're really liking the game, aren't you?
Huh?
You really like the game, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm just saying because you're over your time limit.
I'm doing 2 hours, yeah.
You started 12. You're at 3. It's 3 hours now. Calm down. I'm cleaning your cage.
Getting really unlucky with these right now.
Hey, come on.
You get 3 tries. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. What painful. There's darkness to it, as if to hold untoned fear to it. Sounds are muffled.
Wait, what is your...
Okay. This doesn't help me any. Looking for something that has 6 on it. I've already tested these 3. I guess we can try that. Okay. And 6 points. Closer inspection reveals it has darkness inside. Okay, well, I only figured the 6-point thing, but that was by guessing. Could be worse. Oh, now you sleepy. He's so tired from helping with the dice. Get in here. Many years ago, I owned a silent breath, but it was already old when I inherited it. Its power died soon after. It's about time I replaced it. Okay. Silent breath. Here it is. Danger. There are those that consider the white hair heart a prize to be claimed, but there is no glory to be had after killing such a noble guardian of heart of the forest. A silent breath contains a small token taken from the living white stag. While the stag lives, the item will retain its power, allowing the bearer to sense danger before it arrives. Oh, that's sad. So that means that when you got it, it meant that it was gone. Like, it died. So, this is a stag. It's made of clay. Okay, what'd the book say? Okay. It said danger. Okay. Maybe we'll just try the deer first. Just thought I would try. I don't know of anything else here that... Maybe this? Because it's kind of woodly themed. These 2 here.
You know, those are...
What?
Seeing those items, those are something I could picture your background, your character have in their background.
I don't know.
Like all antiques and stuff.
I don't know.
Okay.
heart prize be claimed. Bearer sense danger. So that's all it tells me. Remarkable. I don't think it's that.
You boy. Sorry.
Maybe this. Okay. The item features a white hair, a potent from a white sage. On closer inspection, it makes my senses come alive. Okay, I didn't know about this for sure if that was it, but I didn't think that this was a hair so much as it was just a wispy look in it. But it's the only thing I can think of that makes you have a reaction to it. That's not a pendant. Ding ding ding. Hello, my man. What can I get you? I've always wanted to try a druid link. Okay. I have a personal interest in the celestial branch, so I'm not completely new to such things, nor am I ignorant of the risks. Okay. And now I have a good reason for it. I need to take care of some roof repairs, and this would seem like a safer way to approach it. Is it? is it safer to go into the demonic thing instead of just going on the roof yourself? I think you're just making excuses. Be like going out and being like, I have to mow the lawn. I need to call Satan. that doesn't make sense. But okay. Levitation. Okay, it's levitation. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense, but also just get a ladder. Like, get a ladder. You have someone down below watching to make sure if you slip and fall. I have fell off roofs before. But here's the thing. When I fell off roofs, my dad was at the bottom or near the ladder, and we were putting on metal roofing on my dad's house. And I was a teenager at the time. And granted, we didn't slide off very often. In fact, I only had it happen once or twice. Probably twice. And when it was happening, it was planned. Like, my dad had me go up to the top at one point to the top part of the metal and was having me drill it in with his like electrical drill. And he was holding it in place, and then I was doing that. But like, he was below me on the roof and said that and he had his foot on the ladder, and he told me that if I slipped and fell, was coming down, to aim for him and he would catch me, And I did slip a little bit, and all he had to do was put his like hand on the back of my like breeches where my like belt rings were, because I had like a belt on me, and he pulled me up by my belt and just pushed me up a little higher on the thing. That was it. I didn't like fall too aggressively. I just was slipping. And the other time it happened, it was raining, like aggressively raining on top of the roof. And we were up there. And the reason we were out in the storm when it was raining and lightning and thundering was because a branch fell onto the roof. And my dad was afraid that it would fall into the house because we hadn't finished putting all of the roofing on. And because of that, some of it was just kind of laying there on top with just like one or two like bolts in it. And my dad was afraid that it would fall and collapse in on the house, because the reason we were putting metal sheeting on top of it at all was because of the fact that the roof that's already up there that was shingled was not great, and it was causing leaking to occur, and my dad was trying to prevent damage to the house. So it was an emergency situation. My dad told me to stay under the tree because the tree was hanging over the roof enough to kind of camouflage it. He told me not to go any further and to see if I can reach it. Now, the reason I was selected to go up there, other than being the eldest, was because I was lighter than him. My dad was afraid to go up to the ladder and be on the roof because he was heavier, and he could catch me. And when it was wet and it was slippery, and I managed to get up there and pull the log down. It was a tree. And it was like, if it had been left overnight, it might have been okay. But honestly, I totally understand where my dad came from with this because it was so dangerous. So I pushed it off the roof while still being under the canopy of the tree, so that if lightning struck, it was more likely to hit the tree. And then I was going to walk down like turn around. I wasn't standing. I was laying on my belly the whole time, like on my hands and knees and belly, trying to climb up this roof because my dad told me never to stand up on this roof because it was metal and it was steep. So my dad told me not to do that because I was going to stand up and turn around and walk down, or not walk down, but I was going to turn around and come down to him. My dad said, don't even bother turning around. He's like, it's too wet. He's like, just slide down on your stomach and knees and I'll catch you. So I had to like slide down backwards and I caught my dad at the ladder and he grabbed my foot and I went down slowly. Like I wouldn't let myself slide all the way down. But my dad caught my foot and he pulled me more closely to him and I got on the ladder. And then he had me sitting on like the first or second step while he was on the fourth and fifth because he was taller than me. And then he went down the ladder after me and he had me come out. It told me to stay on top of the ladder until he got to the bottom in case he had to catch me. He didn't have to, but like it was the only time I'd ever had to be on a roof in a dangerous situation. And my dad really wasn't happy. He was shaking more than I was and we were soaking wet. Like I trusted my dad 100% to catch me if I fell. And like I said, it was slippery. But as I said, as long as he's not doing roofing in the rain, I don't think you need levitation. Just have a friend. Or at the very least, have someone at the bottom to catch you if you have to levitate. Is a powerful link object capable of producing a levitation field. The field is extremely fragile, however, so it would be prudent not to take the risk. Yeah. This item has surprisingly light in weight. Their design varies, but they may have many main points to their facets and a flight, a feather, or the wings of a bird or insects, for example. Okay, so I think it's this. It's either this or it's this. Not really so much because of it's got feathers on it. I think that. Yeah. Is connection to the flight. Using my weighting scale, I could confirm it lays less than maybe light in weight. I didn't even check the weight on it, or at least if I did, I didn't check it right at that time. But yeah, long story short, like you can do it with human power as long as you have a friend to catch you, or you're wearing proper roofing gear. The other reason my dad was doing it versus paying someone to do it is we couldn't afford to have anyone else do it. So he was just having him and my mom would be on the roof more often than me and my sister. And the only time my sister and me, our youngest was obviously not allowed to go up there, were helping was when we had to go to the top because my dad was afraid that was where the weakest part of the house was because there was like more leaking water there. So it was softer. And so we put the lighter people up there. But again, anytime we had to go to us kids were up there, or us teenagers, because we're not really kids, but teenagers were up there. I was like a freshman or a high schooler, so I was like upper, like high schooler. My mom and dad were always there to watch us because they did not like having to put us up there, but they didn't know if it could handle their weight. And if the roof collapsed while they were doing it, it would have been an issue. And when we finally got the metal like roofing on, it was the best roof ever. As far as like keeping the rain out, leaking stuff. During thunderstorms, it was terrifying because it was louder because it echoed off the metal. But surprisingly, because half the house's roof was covered by a very, very tall tree, it was a very small house with one level, it never struck the house. It struck the tree, but it never struck the house, thank God. My dad was worried about that, but he had looked up in the research and it said that it wouldn't matter as long as no one was outside when it was happening, and we wouldn't be outside at the time. But it was very nice during like the weather because during like rainy weather and rainy seasons, we'd have to put buckets all over the house. The amount of times I had to trip over a pot while I was walking through the house was unbelievable, okay? And it wasn't just me. And there's nothing worse than waking up on a grumpy day and walking through the house with a soggy sock, okay? It was not pleasant. All right, let's get another customer in here. Oh, it's you. What did you hear? The ravens are back, I see. It looks like it's going to be worse this time. After speaking with Verona, I have come to extend an open invitation to visit the castle. Okay. My family has lived there for generations, and I know there are artifacts that would be of use to you, gathering dust hidden in the corners. All I ask is that you stay out of the south tower and the master bedroom, and run anything you find by me first, of course. That makes sense. That last sentence makes sense. Ooh. Let's go do the invitation here. Oh, we have another map. So we can actually go to the house. Here is to get started. Walk past the main staircase. Right here. Okay. Follow the corridor down to the end. Is this the main? Okay. Main staircase. Yeah, it's the ground floor. Okay. Past the ground staircase. Follow the corridor down to the end and go through the door on the left. This one? There's a small pitch of the corner of the room with an item that you are welcome to. I never did like it anyway.
I think it's reading to this. Like,
huh?
Follow corridor to the end up there. Take the door to the room to the left.
With a symbol in it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I was like, because it just says this is the grand staircase, but it didn't say like to turn. That's why I was a little confused. Just small. It says go left though, so I think it's maybe this. I don't know. Walk past the main staircase, turn to the left. Okay. Oh, this way, left. Okay. Okay, yeah. I was like, my brain was like doing it backwards because I was not paying attention to my left and right. I wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah, I have instructions like that for
I know, you're like, Ghost is like, I already know where it's at. Go,
yeah.
go. Okay, go through the door on the left. Okay. And that is like the first door. There is a door here technically on the left, but it leads into the kitchen.
All the way to the end.
I know.
To the end, then there's a door to your left, which is that door.
Yeah. It has a symbol on it too. The pitch is not hard to spot. In the corner of the room next to a small writing desk, a glass jar, flower, a house, the object mentioned in Emmert's note. As I gathered the item and turned to leave, my eye is drawn to a green book at the desk. An author's note is a particular interest. I pick it up and find Elmore on my way out, who encourages me to take it with me. I try to insist on paying for it at least, but he won't entertain the idea. Gemstones. I mean, okay, so now we're doing gemstones. We're gonna have an entire bookshelf of books now. It's gonna get messy. Okay. Well, that's enough for this video. We're gonna end the day. We're gonna read the day's note and then move on.
So how do you rate the game so far?
I think it's up there with Strange Horticulture for sure. It's an entirely different environment, but I like it.
It's more open world.
It actually takes place in Undermere. And you have a more town map, so now you can see Strange Horticultures on there as well as a map.
Can you go to it?
Yeah.
Oh.
And there's also some plants from Strange Horticulture too, so this ties in well. This actually happens after the Dendru incident, and we even have some of the characters from the Strange Horticulture, specifically Verona is in here, which is the occult detective, is in this too. So it ties in afterwards. This is the sequel then, which is great. At the end of the long passageway, after spent clearing away dangerous rockfalls, the duo came upon a chamber. In it, they found a small stone tomb, too small to contain human remains. Don't open it. We have curses. It is hard at first. It's similar to Strange Horticulture, where at first it's really hard to figure out the plants because some of the hints are very niche, specific keywords. Sometimes it's only one word type of thing, but it's not that bad. I think it's still good. It's competitive in that regard. All right, we are gonna swap games now. We're gonna move to Guild Wars 1.
And we can just dance the night away until we can no more. Shake all the hurt away so you can feel and forget.